experiences when I got in, it's been a cocktail. Wow. A cocktail of tragedies, success stories, challenges, and successes as well. First of all, how the staff were introduced to a young DG following the retirement of the Honorable Kofi Osei-Ameyao, who was Director General here, and he had attained the statutory age of 60 at that time. And then Mr. Ernest Morty, who was then Acting Director of Finance, had to also combine the role of Acting Director of Finance with Acting Director General. Yeah. So basically, the staff had to get used to a young man and now coming to lead them through the turbulent waters that they found themselves in as an organization and as an institution and as members of staff and members of management. Yes.
What has the journey been for you?
You know, Nana, I think it's good when you are brutally frank and honest with people. I came in and I was clear to them that I am not neutral when it comes to the political landscape of Ghana. I belong to the NPP and I've been its Deputy Communications Director, I've been its youth leader and national organizer. And so I didn't want to pretend to the staff from day one that, oh, this is some neutral coming. However, I told them about my honesty, that from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., I'm not here to talk politics. Right. I'm here to talk revenue. I'm here to increase revenue. And I told them that I'm also here to make new friends. Okay. So if you want to also make a new friend, you have a new friend in me. And after 5 p.m., you can carry the biggest elephant to the NPP head office or come talk to me after 5 p.m. on politics. After 5 p.m., we can carry the biggest umbrella to Mr. Mahamad's NDC headquarters. But 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., let's see ourselves as a family, generating revenue to pay ourselves, generating revenue to pay into the consolidated fund, and also have an eye of setting up a charity arm, a corporate social responsibility arm to do good causes. So clearly, once that profound opening statement was made, people had to ease up and know that, decisions are not going to be taken or based on your political affiliations or whatsoever. Decisions will be made based on the content of what you have done and what you can do for the organization.
Let's get into the vision you brought on board. Let's look at revenue, mobilization and improvement. Let's look at the corporate social responsibility and as well the good causes, then of course the Caritas and all that. Run us through these.
Well, when I came in, the NLA officially did not have a corporate social responsibility arm. They had something that they call special project, and to them that was their way of having a corporate social responsibility. But I felt that at the heart of lottery is for the benefit of people. Right. And that is something that the World Lottery Association does not shirk responsibility on when they need to call you out. The NA significantly absent was a charter, a pathway for corporate social responsibility. So I liaised, in fact, when I came in, the NLA had also been kicked out of the African Lottery Association. The NLA was also not in good standing with the World Lottery Association.
How difficult was it to get back in there?
So I needed to embark on some diplomatic gymnastics journey. I took the first trip to Ivory Coast, where they host the presidency of the African Lotteries Association. And I went to introduce myself to him. I also told him that I know that we are not in good standing, but I have come to once again call on them as our neighbors. And for them to bring their brothers back into the organization and help us to be readmitted into the Allah. And so this was something that I worked tirelessly on. And I am happy to inform you that the Ivorians also accepted me, and then they were willing to now reopen discussions with the NLA with the possibility of helping us get into the continental body. So in October 2020, the NLA launched the Good Causes Foundation. The Good Causes Foundation is our charity arm, and through that we've touched in excess of 1 million lives, from through arts and culture, through sports and youth development, through health and education. However, I realized that there was a gap. The corporate social responsibility arm, which is the Good Causes Foundation, can only survive if there's something that is feeding an economic tap that feeds that Good Causes Foundation, apart from the allocation from the NLA board. The NLA, if you also check the National Lotto Act, the Act 722, which mandates the National Lottery Authority to embark as part of its special operation or conduct of a lotto with the sole aim of raising funds to take care of the poor, the vulnerable, the physically and the mentally afflicted. This is what, in the eyes of World Lottery Association, in the African Lotteries Association, they call it Good Causes.
Right.
So we had to use that route and then also relaunch the Caritas. Caritas was there before I came, but Good Causes wasn't. But Caritas, when I came in as of 2021, from 2017 to 2021, they had generated zero.
Oh, okay.
No money.
Right.
So I had to reopen up discussions with corporate Ghana, open our arms, reached out to bodies and entities like you have CT FM and its affiliates and today's sister Channel 1 and all that.
Yeah.
So for them to know that there's a new sheriff in town, the NLA is willing to, as a beautiful lady looking for a suitor, we are willing to do business one way or the other. So I also reached out to many of the corporate entities. I also had to impress upon the board that for us to also become more appealing to corporate Ghana, we also needed to have a second look at the pricing, the onboarding fees, the administrative charges and all. So from less than a CD that I came to meet the Caritas Lottery platform, they grew within the first year. By the end of 2022, they had generated 1.6 million cedis. Wow. And then I challenged them that if they're able to do 3 million cedis in 2023, I was going to have a special package for the entire team.
You saw the possibility of that?
For me, everything is possible.
Wow.
I'm a man of possibilities. And so in 2022, when they made the 1.6 million, in 2023, I charged them to do 3 million from proceeds from corporate Ghana. And in 2023, they made 3.5 million. And so I took the entire team for a trip in Singapore.
Wow.
And then I told them that they should begin to dream beyond that 3.5. Today, we are almost yet to be in December, but they've raised 4.5 million cedis. And also, I came to meet a Brennan Hall that was old-fashioned and not in good shape. I believe in a Brennan Hall fits to be a Hollywood studio. Okay. And so again, I also believe in a corporate social responsibility arm that for me, that has helped the NLA to improve upon its brand. Again, the NLA has now been granted observer status into the European lotteries, the prestigious European lotteries. What that means is that we get to benefit from programs, from travels, from exchange of ideas, exchange of information and data. And again, through me, the NLA has reconnected with its mother body in Malta.
The NLA has collaborated with several partners to enhance its operations and initiatives through its Caritas Lottery platform. Some notable partners include telecommunication companies for the distribution of lottery products, financial institutions for payments of services, and various government agencies for regulatory compliance and social responsibility programs. These partnerships play a crucial role in supporting the NLA's mission and expanding its reach across different sectors.
This platform was actually introduced in 2012 by the NLA to regulate the conduct of lottery-like promotional activities that are rolled out by corporate Ghana. And this is part of the National Lotto Act 2006, which within the framework, Section 2.3 mandates NLA to conduct lottery to generate revenue to support the poor, the destitute, the underprivileged, and whatever you have in society. And within the same act, under 2.4, it mandates NLA to collaborate with third parties, including the corporate Ghana, to run lottery, to support any of the good causes that Section 2.3 mandated. So The platform was basically introduced to regulate, sanitize the lottery space within corporate Ghana.
How did the Caritas platform help to push out some of these illegal operations and of course seal whatever leakage that may have been in the system?
Okay, so what we normally do here is, when you are doing a consumer promotion activity, there is nothing that you can do to hide whatever you're doing, because you need to communicate with the general public. So again, back to the account executives I was talking about, they pay a lot of attention to the social media platforms, radio, TV, and all the necessary advertising tools, platforms available for your promotional activity to make an impact. So once we realize that somebody is doing an activity that is not being regulated by NLA under the Caritas Lottery platform, we just descend. It's not something like we use some bullish tactics or whatever. We come, we sit down with you, we negotiate, we rope you in where you think the money that is supposed to be paid. You don't have, because you wanted a small scale kind of activity. For which reason? Because most of the time those who we catch under these illegal operations, they do that because they think they can pay.
Lotto operators are key partners to the NLA as they serve as frontline representatives, engaging players and ensuring the smooth operation of lottery games.
Talking about Mr. Oku's tenure, I think a lot has gone on. In the case of LMCs, some things has improved. Although he has his bad side, that will be during his tenure. We're having some network challenges, which has been stable now. For now, it has been stable, but by and large, he has done tremendously well. Because at first, we were even having challenges with even paper roll, of which we used to, sell our products. Since his tenure, we have never even run out of paper roll before.
Innovation is at the core of the NLA's evolution. From the introduction of online platforms to mobile apps, technological advancements have revolutionized the lottery, making it more accessible and engaging for players nationwide. These innovations have not only enhanced the lottery experience, but also streamlined operations, ensuring a seamless journey for all enthusiasts.
There were reports that the figures were not really looking good. Has the authority been able to recover from this, and how did you do it?
Okay, thank you for your question, and I'm honored to be interviewed with regards to the figures you made mention about. The bottom line is that although the figures are dropping, however, all our legitimate expectations are being met, such as salaries, payment of wins, payment of staff, benefits like SNAIDs, paying of GR, everything, we pay it all. So when they say the figures are dropping, there are other channels that compensate the original revenue line. And in accounting, we don't only limit our argument to only run revenue line. The main revenue line will be dropping, but it takes an extraordinary leader to introduce a new revenue line to compensate the dwindling of the main revenue line. And that's what Honorable Samuel Oku has introduced in NLA.
Can you give us a brief idea of what some of these innovations are that are contributing to your main revenue stream?
Okay, thank you. Largely, when Honorable Samuel Oku Esquire came into NLA in 2021 latter part, he came to meet a deficit amount of almost 700,000 negative.
Wow.
Then 2021 that he came the last quarter to 17 million. Then he said no. A thing for him to do is to scan the environment. Then he has to come up with innovative ideas to tackle the other income. That is the collaborators' contribution.
Okay.
For example, contracts signed with KGL and other private lotto operators.
Okay.
He saw that the revenue generated from those lines were insufficient.
Okay.
Meaning that there were not enough the consideration that went into the agreement with regards to the monetary aspect.
Right.
So he's come through and he pushed the revenue side, the monetary aspect in the contract up.
Okay.
So he renegotiated.
Right.
He came out with an advanced negotiating skills and renegotiated to increase the other income. That is the private operators, the collaborators revenue, and it went up. So that came to beef up the total income of the entity.
In the heart of the NLA beats a commitment to its greatest asset, its people. By prioritizing staff welfare, the NLA stands as a beacon of excellence where every individual's contribution is valued and supported.
For unions, the conversation mostly is about welfare, and so you'd have the unions being very vocal about their welfare. Paint us a picture of the current state of staff welfare here at the National Lottery Authority.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me. Well, currently I'll say that in terms of welfare, our conditions have improved. And I'm saying this relatively to a period before the current director came in. And that was around 2021. And you are media people, and so I'm pretty sure that you might have heard about our situations around that 2021, where we had a former director in the person of Honorable Mr. Kofi Osei-Ameah. Yes, our welfare situations at the time was in a bad shape, let me put it that way, because there were issues bordering on our internal promotion issues. We're talking about also some allowances which were not in existence at the time. And we're also talking about a situation where there were a lot of wins unpaid at the time, which has created a lot of discontent among the winners. And the situation was a situation that also culminated into an attack on our person by these winners. And so because we ask of welfare, that is why I am also bringing that issue on board. But largely for now, I think that a lot of things have been improved on that front. We are not there yet, but I think that we are better.
And our fifth winning number is 7171. 7171.
Beyond gaming, the NLA embraces its corporate social responsibility, giving back to communities across Ghana. By allocating a portion of proceeds to charitable and social causes, the NLA positively impacts lives, fostering a brighter future for those in need.
So Good Causes, we hear, is doing a lot of amazing work out there. But first off, let's start with who benefits from Good Causes. Do we have to apply? How do you even identify your beneficiaries?
Good Causes. I mean, there's words.
The name speaks
for itself. It's just being good.
Exactly.
So a cause, something you believe in, and doing good. So that's basically how the name came about.
Very well.
Lottery is a game of chance. So basically, it's either you win or you lose. There's no gray area in there. Yeah. And a lot of people would ask, I play, I don't win. What happens to the funds that I don't win? What do you do with it? Ordinarily, somebody might think that if I don't win, it means the people that work there chop the money or, kind of thing. But then it's also a tool for development. So if you look at National Lottery Authority, it says development through games. So you win, you're using the money to develop yourself. Unfortunately, you don't win, is used to develop the country. So one of the things that National Lottery Authority does is to raise funds for development. So there's money that goes into the consolidated fund. But then the National Lottery Authority is a member of the World Lottery Association. And the World Lottery Association, for them, they believe in two things. Two of their key main areas are responsible gaming and good causes. So when we say responsible gaming, you play responsibly. It means if you are not 18, that's one of the first criteria or the major criteria. And then 2, play responsibly, because addiction is real.
Yeah.
So that's also another aspect of it. And then the second one with them is that do good with the funds. So if you go onto the WLA website, one of the key areas that they've highlighted is good causes. And it's one of their criteria for admitting you to be a member. They need to see not just you ticking a box that you are practicing responsible gaming and then you are doing good causes.
There should be evidence to
There
show
should
for
be
it.
evidence to show for it. We've been really big on community development, water. So we've dug boreholes, and I'm proud to say we've dug about 150 boreholes across the country.
Great.
Yeah. And then we've done toilet facilities. And then you ask the fundamental question, how do we identify?
your beneficiaries?
So 90% are letters that come in.
Okay.
So today that you've done an interview with us, guaranteed somebody will watch. They'll get to know NLA, that NLA has a Good Causes Foundation, and then they bring in a proposal. Then we have the team. We also have a board of trustees amongst the board. So it goes through to them. It comes in here and then it goes through to them. We identify. Sometimes we have the whole community, the chiefs or the Odikro, actually coming in to solicit for a project for their community. So I mean, it tells you that they place an emphasis on it. They realize the need for maybe a toilet facility, and then we go in to help. Other times too, you have people that would call on to. So our Director General, one of the things that he does is he listens to radio, and then he'll call Cody. Have you listened to Adom or City or Channel 1? No, boss. So there's a person there who has a kidney issue. They are doing fundraising. Can you? This is the name. Or call. I've asked the producer to call. So we get it from all angles, but the majority are people that work in with requests, and then we support them. So we are doing the little that we can. So NLA Good Causes Foundation, we are open. We say impact through games, but there's 2 things that we need. Please play responsibly, not over 18, and not under 18. Over 18 is very, very important. So don't send your children to go and play lottery. You do it yourself.
And our 5th winning number is 7171. 7171. We have our 5 winning numbers for Nunuash Monday live draw, and they are as follows: 6262, 2828, 2727, 8888, and 7171.
As we conclude our journey of the NLA's world, we witness a harmonious blend of tradition, innovation, and community support. The National Lottery Authority continues to pave the way for a brighter tomorrow where gaming meets integrity and every play makes a difference. My name is Nanatufo Boateng. Thank you for joining me on this enlightening exploration of the NLA's remarkable story.
Every footprint tells a story. From every walk of life, they faced challenges, celebrated victories, and made their mark on the world. Welcome to Footprints, where we walk through the incredible journeys of extraordinary people. Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. as we dive into the lives of those who've left indelible marks. It's not just about where you end up, but how you got there. Footprints, celebrating the paths that shape us all. This and every Friday at 7 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello, you're welcome to Trending Africa with me, Akol Kumsi. Trending Africa is a show that brings you news making headlines in countries across Africa. Today promises to be very informative. Just sit back, relax, stick and stay. We'll be right back after this break.
Every footprint tells a story. From every walk of life, they faced challenges, celebrated victories, and made their mark on the world. Welcome to Footprints, where we walk through the incredible journeys of extraordinary people. Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. as we dive into the lives of those who've left indelible marks. It's not just about where you end up, but how you got there. Footprints, celebrating the paths that shape us all. This and every Friday at 7 p.m. only on Channel One TV.
Welcome back to Trending Africa with me, Akol Kumsi. Now let's start off from Ghana, where the Supreme Court has rejected an application by the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Alban Bagbin, to overturn a ruling barring him from declaring the 4 parliamentary seats vacant. Jude Duncan of Channel One News was in the court and actually filed this report.
The Supreme Court of Ghana has ruled against Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin's attempts to reverse a decision blocking him from declaring 4 seats vacant. Speaker Bagbin's application also sought to nullify a writ from the Majority Leader Alexander Penyo-Markin, which requested that the judiciary intervene to prevent further declarations on the contested seats.
Not even the President and Vice President are exempt from obeying the orders of the Supreme Court when they are made to give effect to its duty to prevent a violation of the Constitution. Because of the irreparable harm to the constituencies made up of hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians who would have lost their MPs without the option of a by-election, and the irreparable harm to the MPs who would have lost their seats in Parliament in these last few weeks to the 7th December elections, if the meaning put on Article 97(1)(g) by the Speaker was enforced without a clear determination of the disputes around it, compliance